Hey, it's Joe, and welcome back to Humanfluence. Today I want to dive deep into something that touches every single one of us, whether we're aware of it or not: the process of raising consciousness. This isn't some lofty, abstract idea. It's the single most important journey you'll ever take. Because raising your consciousness isn't about finding peace or enlightenment. It's about reclaiming your power and becoming the architect of your reality. Let's be real for a moment. The world is chaotic. Fear, division, and manipulation are rampant. And it's easy to feel powerless at times, like a pawn in some larger game. But the only way to change the world is to change ourselves. So let's explore what raising consciousness really means, the obstacles you'll face, and why it's the key to everything. Where do we begin? Well, what does raising consciousness really mean? I guess that's a good place to start. This is not about escaping the material world or pretending to be some enlightened guru. It's about expanding your awareness, seeing the world, yourself, and the interconnectedness of everything with clarity. Imagine your mind as a flashlight in a dark room. At first, you can only see what the narrow beam illuminates. But as your consciousness expands, that beam grows wider, revealing more of what was already there, but hidden from view. At its core, raising consciousness is about perspective. It's about breaking free from the limitations of the ego, the part of you that clings to fear, control, and separation, and stepping into a broader understanding of yourself and the universe. I mean, isn't that the point of life? Moving from survival to purpose, from reaction to creation, from ignorance to awareness. But this is easier said than done. Let's speak of the ladder of consciousness. Think of consciousness as a ladder. At the bottom rungs, we're consumed by the basics: survival, fear, and self-preservation. This is where most people operate, stuck in cycles of reacting to life instead of shaping it. But as you climb, you begin to shift. You start asking bigger questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And what lies beyond the physical world? Each rung represents a new level of understanding. You move from seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances to recognizing yourself as a creator. You stop living for validation or material success and start seeking alignment with something deeper: your truth, your higher self, your connection to God. But here's the thing: climbing this ladder is not automatic. It takes some effort. It demands that you confront your fears, question your beliefs, and let go of the illusions that keep you trapped. So what is the role of the ego in raising consciousness? Because it plays a huge role in this journey. The ego isn't inherently bad. It's a tool, your sense of identity, your survival mechanism. But left unchecked, it becomes a prison. The ego thrives on control, comparison, and separation. It tries to convince you that you are your possessions, your achievements, your failures, your body, or your past. But when you begin to raise your consciousness, the ego will fight back. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you're foolish for seeking more, that you're risking everything by stepping outside your comfort zone. It's like a protective parent that doesn't want you to leave the nest, even though staying there keeps you stagnant. Here's the truth. Raising consciousness doesn't mean killing the ego. I've made many videos on ego death, but it's deeper than that. It means integrating it. You don't destroy it. You teach it to step aside and let your higher self take the lead. You use it as a tool, not a master. But we all have our comfort zones, and they can be our greatest enemy. This is the number one reason people fail to raise their consciousness, is comfort. It's easier to stay where you are, to scroll through your phone, binge watch shows, or distract yourself with the mundane. And there's many breads and circuses, distractions. It's easier to blame others for your problems, to cling to old beliefs, to avoid the harder questions. But nothing grows in comfort. Growth requires discomfort. It requires stepping into the unknown, facing the parts of yourself you've been avoiding, and admitting that you don't have all the answers. The comfort zone is the ego's playground, but raising your consciousness demands that you leave it behind. Raising consciousness isn't a straight path. It's a little messy, uncomfortable, and it will challenge everything you think you know. You'll face barriers, fear, doubt, and resistance. You'll hit walls where you feel stuck, where you question whether this journey is worth it. But here's the secret. Those walls are the way. They're opportunities. Every fear you face, every limiting belief you challenge, every dark corner of your mind you illuminate is a step closer to freedom. Yet we must mention external resistance. The world doesn't always support growth. Society, systems, and even people close to you may resist your transformation. Why is this? Because your growth challenges their comfort. But remember, this journey is not about pleasing others. It's about aligning with your truth. And then we reach the higher states of consciousness. As you climb higher, something incredible happens. You begin to see the interconnectedness of everything. You realize that the boundaries between me and you, this and that, are illusions. You see yourself not as a separate being, but as part of a greater whole. A thread in the vast tapestry of existence. This isn't just a feel-good idea. It's a shift in perception that changes everything. When you operate from higher consciousness, you stop reacting out of fear or ego. You start acting from love, compassion, and wisdom. You see challenges not as punishments, but as opportunities for growth. You recognize that everything, even the pain, serves a purpose. But why does this all matter? Let's bring it down to earth. Because the world we live in is a reflection of our collective consciousness. War, division, greed, they're not just out there. They're projections of our inner state. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. Raise your consciousness, and you'll raise the consciousness of everyone you touch. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take ripples out into the world. Let me leave you with this. Imagine a vast ocean. At its surface, the waves crash and churn, chaotic and restless. Most people live their lives here, tossed by every ripple, every gust of wind. But beneath the surface lies the deep, still waters, calm, infinite, and untouched by the storm above. That depth is your consciousness. The storm will always rage on the surface. But when you realize you are not the waves, but the ocean itself, you stop being a victim of the storm. You become the stillness beneath it. And from that place of stillness, you can rise, you can create, and you can transform everything. So, some practical steps. How do we do this? How do you climb the ladder in a practical, actionable way? First, meditation and reflection. Take time every day to sit in stillness. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Next, face your fears. Head on. Again, growth happens outside your comfort zone. Identify what scares you and confront it head on. Fear is the doorway to transformation. Next, expand your perspective. Read, learn, and expose yourself to new ideas. Challenge your beliefs. Ask questions and never stop seeking. Then we have gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. It's a simple but powerful way to raise your vibration. And then we have serving others. Back to the collective. Consciousness isn't just about personal growth, it's about collective growth. Use your light to uplift those around you. As this video comes to a close, remember, raising consciousness isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey. It will break you, rebuild you, and reshape everything you thought you knew, but it's worth it because as you rise, you don't just transform your own life, you transform the world. Humanfluence, out.